Hey, howdy, everybody. Welcome back to the Streaming Sofa. Good evening, happy Thursday. End of the week, encroaching. And we are back here with more of the Jampacked PS1 September. Looking at PS1 games all goddamn month in celebration of the PS1's 30th birthday. This has been super fun. With having only done it for 2 nights. This has straight up been one of my favorite things to do on this channel, especially the demo discs. Like looking at the demo discs for the PS1 is such an insane like nostalgia blast and such an interesting window into what games coverage used to be like back in the day. And we have so much more, so many more of those discs to look at. So very excited to see what else the PlayStation Underground has to offer us. But tonight, we are doing something a little bit different. Still PS1 focused, but I mentioned before that kind of the structure of this month is that Sundays will be full game playthroughs to kind of set the theme and tone for the week. So we played Spyro the Dragon, 100% completion run on this past Sunday. Because this week we are starting with looking at platformers. We are looking at some of the mascots and gem collecting and all that jazz that the PS1 had to offer. And tonight, because Tuesdays are demo disc days, which obviously I can't control the theme of those, they just are what they are. But the third stream of the week on whatever night it happens to fall on, will be focused on other games in the genre or style of the Sunday playthrough game. So because that was a platformer, we are looking at a couple of other platformers tonight. These are going to be more of like samplers, I suppose. You know, in a way, I am almost doing like my own like demo disc presentation of these games. Because really what I want to do with this whole month is not let's beat a whole bunch of games, because honestly, that just takes up a lot of time and a lot of energy. You know, like getting locked into one particular game for an extended amount of time makes for a busy stream. And honestly, I don't want to overcommit to anything, right? You know, there's plenty of time to finish games on this channel, you know, as time goes by. But for this, I want to really explore just all the wild and wonderful things that the PS1 had to offer. So we are going to be looking at least 2 games tonight. I may throw in a third, time permitting. I'm getting a little bit of a late start. I do apologize for that. I got home a little later than I wanted to, and then of course had to take care of dinner. But the main part of the delay and part of why I got home late is because I am doing a little side project thingy. Calling it a project is giving it too much credit for what it actually is. But a request was made for a certain thing to get made, and I have answered the call. So I am working on that as well. I can't explain what it is. 1, because it would spoil a thing, and 2, you would not understand it if I were to tell you what it was anyway. But my skills have been called upon, and I need to put them to use in one of the stupidest ways imaginable. So when that thing is revealed and when that thing comes to light, I will certainly be sure to share it. But until then, just more things to do, just more stuff, just more, so many more things to always have to be working on and creating and doing for people, which is part of why I took last night off. Forget the part where I streamed for 3 days in a row. We did Sunday, Monday, Sunday Spyro, Monday I Love Your Colonel Sanders with the bunnies, and then Tuesday with the demo disc. So I needed the night off, and I actually very impromptu, didn't even realize that it was happening. Went and saw Jaws. It is the 50th anniversary of Jaws, and I don't know for however long, but at least for this week. It's playing in a bunch of theaters with a new upscale on it, and in IMAX. So I went to that. I went and saw OG Jaws in IMAX, and I gotta say, the upscale that they have done on it is fantastic. It was. I was surprised at how good it looked, because obviously that movie was not filmed in IMAX. Like Steven Spielberg was like 27 years old when he made it and had not a whole lot of money to do it with. But it's a really solid upscale job in that it still looks great and really clear. However, while still like retaining like the 70s film grain and everything. Like that's the thing that I think is really important. Like when you remove, there are some upscale jobs that remove like grain and fuck around with contrast and stuff like that. And that to me defeats the purpose. Part of the art of filmmaking is the visual aesthetic of the technology that you're using to make it with. They're not very good movies, but like Avatar like looks as good as it does because those, everything about the way that it is filmed and produced is taking advantage of the technology that is being used to make it, right? Whereas when you have things like I saw a really good example of this. There is, I don't know if it's if it's a 4K upscale or if it might be just like the Blu-ray transfer or whatever, but Tim Burton's Batman is one of my favorite movies. And that movie is intentionally shot very dark with a lot of contrast in it, because it's fucking Batman and it's Tim Burton, like those things go hand in hand together as part of the same aesthetic. And the film that it was shot on and everything, like lends itself to that. There's a certain amount of film grain that kind of like covers up certain details, and they had to film like around those limitations so that the movie looked the way that they wanted it to look. Well, in whichever remaster or upscale this one is, they went in and they fucked with all the contrast. They brightened the whole goddamn movie. They brightened the movie and they crushed the contrast levels. So now what happens is that scenes that used to have like really striking like dark and light areas now just look kind of flat. And one of the best examples that I saw this person when they were talking about this was there was a scene where I cannot remember her name, but the reporter is in Batman's cave. He's taking her back to his bat shack, and she keeps trying to like kind of like look around him and catch a glance of his face to try to see like who is this Caped Crusader. In the original film, his face is like fully obscured in darkness, right? So it works during that scene that you realize, because he keeps like turning away from her to like stop her from catching a glimpse of him, and it works in the original film because there is enough darkness and shadow to cover up a lot of the major details of his face. So she never, and by extension, the audience never really gets a clear look at Bruce Wayne. In this transfer, because they brightened up the whole movie and then fucked up all the contrast levels, he's now basically fully lit. And it looks insane. Like, it ends up looking, you know, that movie is kind of a comedy already. There is a lot of like slapsticky type stuff in there. It's over the top in a lot of like fun ways, like not like so far off the edge. Like that's where you get like Batman and Robin and shit like that. But there is a goofy, cartoony level to it. So things are played for comedy for sure. However, it doesn't work if the basic aesthetic of the movie has been ruined. So now, instead of this kind of like fun scene where, you're watching this person try to figure out the secret identity of this main character, but in a way that the audience, like visually is communicated that we also are seeing what she is seeing, which is not a whole hell of a lot. Now, all the intention of that scene is gone. It's all gone because the lighting is no longer what it was. The exposure, rather, is no longer what it was. I guess they can't literally change the lighting. But the exposure, the brightness, the contrast, all that stuff has now changed and completely ruins the game of that scene. Now instead it reads like Batman's just really fucking bad at his job and is just like she's very obviously seeing his face and he's doing a terrible job of hiding it. Hey man, what kind of world do we live in where a man dressed as a bat? It's my media. Exactly. Yeah, it's in a movie filled with so many amazing moments. It's a bummer, when, because I do think that like 4K, I think like Blu-ray and 4K like upscales and transfers and stuff like that are important. As obviously as screen resolutions and everything get better and better, it makes sense to bring older media kind of up to speed, but only in like pixel count, right? It doesn't make any sense to make any changes beyond that because you start messing with the feel of a movie. That's a thing that I don't think it's one of those things that you don't notice it in the moment, but if it's missing, then you feel like something's wrong or off. Like there is a look and feel to 70s movies and 80s movies and 90s movies. Like every decade has a different look and feel to it, and that is tied 100% to the limitations of the technology at the time. So when you start going in there to like correct the mistakes, it doesn't, like, that to me misses the point. Like, film preservation is not about fixing the problems. Film preservation is about maintaining the overall quality of these films so that they can still be viewed on modern monitors, modern televisions. Don't go in and start fussing with things like, oh, we remove like the dust and scratches or stuff like that. Because at that point, you're just making like this fucking like special editions, of like the Star Wars movies where do you draw the line? Like, at what point do you stop fixing things? And there have been a number of cases where, there have been like really, really garbage upscales on things because they go in and they just fuck with all the wrong stuff. They fuck with the color grading. They fuck with film grain. They do all these things that are just kind of like, no, those things are integral to the look and feel of a movie. You can't make everything prettier because no one made a movie in those days with the intention of it being any prettier than it could possibly be at the time. So it should live by those limitations. All of which is why, like, I'm happy to say that like the IMAX transfer for Jaws looked phenomenal. Like, it still looked like that movie. just really well preserved. It's like really, really well upscaled. I'm not particularly surprised by that because I imagine Spielberg is the type of person for whom those kinds of details are important. You know, like I'm sure that he would not want them going in and making a bunch of changes to his colors and everything else like that. You know, that man is a filmmaker through and through. And obviously for a movie that's so important in kind of like the history of cinema, I don't think anyone would dare mess with it. T2 is my gold standard, look incredible, and doubles down on how fresh that movie still is. Yeah, that's the thing, is like imagine if they went in on T2 and like fixed the effects in it, and it's like they don't need to. like that movie still looks great. You know, you could argue that maybe some of the T1000 CG maybe looks a little dated, but honestly, not in a way that I think is a disservice to that movie. Not really. Like I think that even though it is slightly dated, it's still successful. You know, like there is still like enough detail, enough like craft in there. And again, when it's when it's all wrapped together, it works within the universe of that movie. You know, one of the T1000 like pouring into the helicopter cockpit and then forming up into the guy and then, you know, and then turning and saying get out and everything. Like that still looks kind of crazy for the amount of like reflection mapping and stuff that they're doing in there. Which for that movie came out in what, 95, 90, whenever that came out, like that level of CG was like, how the hell did you do this? You know, and I think that really matters. Yeah, the pilot, yeah, the pilot's face being in like in the T1000's body, yeah, you know, reflecting off of that liquid metal surface. Crazy, and still looks good. You know, so yeah, it's the same reason why, you know, like when I play like PS1 games on this channel, the most I do is like bump up the rendering resolution. And that's not because it's like, oh, let's make these games look good. You know, let's fix the way that these games looked. No, it's because these games were designed for 4x3 CRTs with scan lines and stuff on them. And we don't have that anymore. You know, like that is not like TVs work differently now. So in order to present them in a way where it's still like just clean enough to actually see everything clearly, which was accomplished in a very different fashion on a CRT than on an HD TV screen, or, you know, on your computer monitor at home, or however you're watching this. You know, like if I played these games at their original resolution, it's going to look like a blurry mess because they have been blown up to way larger images than they ever were intended to be. What I don't do though is that I don't go in and it's like, you know, let's fix all these other weird things. Like I like the jittery Z buffer stuff, you know. I don't want to fix those things. I don't want to fix these frame rates, even though that's possible. And that's not to say that it's wrong to do those things. Like emulators are amazing and they offer all kinds of ways to, you know, like, you know, improve, you know, old games. And honestly, I think that games fall into a slightly different category because at the end of the day, it's about what's fun to play. So if a game, you know, is more fun to play at a more stable frame rate, then I say go for it. You know, I am very much doing a thing on this channel specifically where, you know, we are playing games as they were released. You know, we're not doing a bunch of emulation hacks on them or anything else like that. We've done streams where we've checked out some emulation hacks to kind of see like what is possible. And again, that's all very like interesting and fascinating and really cool that exists. But at the end of the day, I want to experience these games as they were made. You know, that's where my nostalgia lies. Part of the challenge of doing this is, you know, confronting the reality of the quality of some of these games. And I think, I think, you know, as far as someone who is trying to do these more like presentational kind of things, you know, with these games, I feel it would be a disservice if I did not represent them accurately, you know. And again, that is not a standard that I would hold anybody else to. But as somebody who just like really cares about these things. So you're using D-pad only, right? Not so much. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, is that using, you know, using an analog stick for a game that doesn't support it does not suddenly give you analog control, right? It's still only the 4 cardinal directions. You don't suddenly get better controls out of it or anything like that. So I consider that just a wash. That just becomes a question of personal comfort. Which is funny because I still do like default to D-pad stuff, especially when I'm playing like a 2D game. When I'm playing 2D games in particular, I will kind of always use D-pad. It's burned into my brain. Like analog stick doesn't feel right. And honestly, you have to do like more of a motion in order to change directions on an analog stick than you do on a D-pad. So I would sooner just use, you know, like what my brain learned growing up. Because again, that's what these games were designed for. But even then, you know, if you had an analog controller for the PS1, you could do like analog to digital on the games that supported it. You know, some games, if you had an analog controller, they just straight up just wouldn't work. And you needed another controller to do it with, which was unfortunate, but kind of the reality of the situation. But the games we're playing tonight don't need any analog anything, because we are going full on 2D with these guys here. And I will say the one that we're starting with is a little bit infamous for being really goddamn hard, and not necessarily in the best way. But it is a gorgeous game, and, you know, went on to become a very beloved mascot, and, you know, not as big as your Crash Bandicoots and your Marios, but certainly up there. Now to the point where, you know, the spin-off games from this series ended up surpassing the level of fame that even the original did. But we're going to kick off our platformer sampler tonight with a little bit of Rayman, the no arms, no legs, yet hands and feet mascot of Ubisoft, back before they became the villains. So let's hop in to one gorgeous hand-drawn 2D platformer. Now, here's what I will say about this. This game has some problems. This game is very difficult. This game is very unforgiving. The difficulty spikes are crazy. And you have a very, very limited pool of lives. There is, however, a PC port / remake of this called Rayman Redemption, which...
Hi, folks. You want to know what's
Sorry.
going on? Let me tell you the story of Rayman.
I'll let this man do his pitch.
In Rayman's world, nature and people live together in peace. The great Protoon provides and maintains the harmony and balance in the world. Sorry, folks. This apparently can't last. one fateful day, the evil Mr. Dark steals the Great Protoon and defeats Spatilla the Fairy as she tries to protect it. The Electoons, who used to gravitate around it, lose their natural stability and scatter all over the world! Troublesome, isn't it? And untidy, too. In this now unbalanced world, strange phenomena begin to occur. Freaks and hostile characters appear, capturing every Electoon they can find. They definitely need a hero to save them now! Don't you think? Rayman to the rescue!
No problem.
Go and free all of the Electoons, Rayman, and bring back the Great Protoon from its mysterious kidnapper. But will the bad guys let him do it?
The cleverly named Mr. Dark. Anyway, as I was saying, Rayman Redemption. It's available on PC, unofficially, as it were. Basically, removes the lives system and does a lot of quality of life improvements. I believe it also runs on like native widescreen, which is pretty nice. Not necessary. But I have played a bit of that. And, rarely do I recommend that people go play the remake of a thing versus the original, but I would say that Rayman Redemption is your better option. Cause they did fix a lot of stuff. But, I don't even remember how we came into, ownership of this game. Truly. I feel like it was it must have been a thing that like I borrowed from somebody at some point and then ended up with my own copy of. I really, really don't remember. But what I do remember is never really making it that far in this game. Like I said, like the difficulty spikes are kind of ridiculous. But I do like this as a little like framing device for the world map here. As we are looking through the binoculars, we are seeing Mr. Dark's perspective as he watches Rayman make his journey. So off to Pink Plant Woods we go. Whoop. All right, great. The first thing I did was accidentally exit the level. All right. So the first thing you'll notice is this game looks phenomenal. It is such a pretty game with really, really fantastic art direction. Rayman is super expressive and has such great animation. Like even like look at all these frames of animation, like when he finishes his jump, even the way that his hands kind of like change shape in the middle of his jump and everything, the way his hair is animated. Like this game really, I mean, it's like playing a cartoon. And there are a number of games that there's like Adventures of Lomax is another one. This is a very important sound effect, by the way, coming up that is burned into my DNA. a phenomenal level complete sound effect. So every time you hear that little like sound, that means that something has appeared. So one of the things about this game's difficulty is there's a lot of stuff where things just kind of happen by, you know, moving to certain parts of the level and things like that. So you have to do a lot of like crazy like backtracking and shit in order to collect absolutely everything. And it's a lot. So we give that guy 10 tings, which gives us access to this bonus level. Ah, shit. All right, just like that, we get an extra life and an achievement. I believe I had 0 achievements unlocked for this game, so we'll be picking up a couple. It's probably worth mentioning. This game is on the backlog, so this is not the last time we will see this. We're definitely not beating this tonight. Not a chance. Like, difficulty notwithstanding, like, this game is fairly long. Certainly too long for a single stream. I would not dare. Not with a game that I am not good enough at to do that. This game is also kind of a Metroidvania, sort of. Kind of, not really. Basically, we need to unlock all of Rayman's abilities. So that's also kind of part of the issue. The issue with the game is the you have to replay basically every level. Because in order to rescue all these little dudes in cages, we need to be able to punch. And we're about to get that ability right now. Hello, Rayman. I'm Batilla the Fairy, and I'm going to help you in your quest. I can give you a new power. And then she does a little kissy face and then hits us with a beam. Now we can punch. So you can do like little short punches, and then, yeah, the longer you hold it down, the further it goes. So now we have the means of defending ourselves and rescuing our little pink friends. Like so. There you go. Right, this up to get this life. The music in this game is really, like, lovely. Kind of the only thing that I'm not crazy about this game from its presentation is the audio quality is like is pretty crunchy, even by PS1 standards. Like, you know, one of the big selling points about PS1 games was, you know, CD audio. And I feel like a lot of the sound effects in this game are like stock sounds. That have then been like crushed to fit on a PS1 disc. It works overall. By the way, we can take out that fish's teeth. There we go. Grab that life. So because, you know, you have to like unlock all your different abilities, it kind of doesn't make sense to really try to like clear everything on the first time through, because basically you are guaranteed you're going to do all of this twice. So probably gonna play it a little fast and loose, all things considered. But we'll play enough of this to at least get an idea. My thought is we'll play up through like the first boss, and then from there maybe we move on. But it's also worth showing like the music level in here, because that's basically where like where the difficulty is just kind of like, okay, and here we go. All right. There's also yeah, so we kind of like unlock different paths here. I mean, in this case, it's just to save our game, which we should do in case we run out of lives. I think that might be part of the difficulty. I think that your save game includes the amount of lives you have. So you can, if I'm remembering this correctly, you can effectively soft lock yourself into having like a single life to try to make it through the entire game with, which obviously is no bueno. Find it. There we go. Yeah, so we don't have the ability to grab things yet, so we can't use that. Also, I really like this little, like when Rayman starts moving really fast on these, it's such a nice little touch. Like the squat down, like is like, oh, okay, we're picking up speed. Time to surf this bad boy. Just a lot of really great personality in this game. I do think this game kind of does nice. This game kind of does like the old like NES thing of like luring you into a false sense of security, which is kind of like, oh, this is cute and, you know, like not too difficult. It's a little challenging, but it's not crazy. And then boy, does it show its true colors before too long. I think I may have I think I may have used this game specifically as a comparison when I reviewed Little Nemo on the NES. Does the same thing where it starts off like really, really cute, really great music. Rayman likes to dance. Also, don't feel bad, Mr. Mosquito. We're friends now. It's one of those. It's one of those. Actually, the bad guys, we can be good guys. All right. So, now we have a magic carpet section. And let me tell you, this does not control great. There's basically a delay on everything, so this is super duper floaty. Ugh. Oh, please grab that health. All right, there we go. Okay. Now we're schmoving. Well, God. All right, we survived that. Anyone who has played Aladdin on the Sega Genesis knows the stress of those kinds of sequences. You're courageous, Rayman, but you'll have to keep at it. New ability, here we go. You now have the power to hang. You know, so if you guys are free, you don't have any plans, Rayman's always available. Yeah, so we can basically just hang from ledges now. I don't think that this gives us the ability to, like, use our fist on those rings yet. I think it is just hanging onto the edge of platforms. All right, so now we have some options. Swamps of Forgetfulness or Bongo Hills. Let's go Swamps for now. Okay. So we are about to get our first gimmick level. So we give that guy his clothes back. He hands us this magic bean. That's Tarzan. Gives us a magic seed. He leaves with a stock sound effect, and now we can press circle to grow trees and avoid this ever-rising water level. And right here was where a much younger Tony started developing stress reactions. Get up there. Whew. That was more forgiving than I remembered it being. Important not to get too far ahead. Not because you'll die, but because you'll just bounce off. And I think we need to wait, like, no, okay. I couldn't remember if a cage spawned like the last possible second there, but I might be thinking of a different level. All right, so that worked out. So now we get this little mechanic here. We can drop plums on these dudes' heads and ride them as little platforms. We should get that health pickup. There we go. I feel like one of the things that I died most often to was just like falling into water. An instant case in point for you. Yes, unfortunately, Rayman does take knockback damage. Also, unfortunately, we've now lost all of our fist upgrades, so we gotta kind of get all of our power back. I'll put this in the water so I can use this to get these guys. There we go. That's what I want to do the first time. Oh, yeah. Also, we don't have that seed anymore, so now when we press the circle button, Rayman does that. I'm trying to remember if you need a certain amount of the cages, or if you need all of the cages, or whatever, in order to finish the game. I feel like there might be like a point where like your progress is blocked if you don't have enough guys rescued. I don't recall. It feels like a thing that this game would do. No! Oh, god damn it. I hate these enemies because sometimes they will die in a single hit. Other times they take 2 or 3. Oh, we're... Okay. Let's see if we can get onto this little upper path here this time. Aha! There we go. Oh, we're not gonna have enough tings for him. Oh, god damn it. So there's a good case in point for you of like things like appearing, but only when you've traveled a certain amount into the screen. There was no way for me to like react to that. Just full leap of faith. Fuck me. Well, now that I know about the leap of faith, what do you say we try to make it this time? All right, that worked out. Perfect. I'll take the secret path if it means an easier time finishing the level. Okay, so this is like an actual like proper boss fight coming up here. So let's actually save this time. Impressive save times for PS1. Wildly inconsistent from game to game, how long it would take to save. But this is definitely following like in Spyro's footprints of like pretty quick turnaround. So a move that we don't have yet is the ability to hover, or not like hover, but like we can like propeller spin our hair to slow our descent. That might be the next power we get. But it does make a number of areas a lot more doable. It really helps the platforming, like, in general. So that you're not exclusively at the whim of gravity. I really hate this part. All right. Get the checkpoint. I don't care about that cage. Sorry, guys, you're never going home. Although... Okay, there we go. Whew. All these like bespoke animations for every one of these enemies, like every one of them has a different like death animation, or I guess defeat animation in this. Things don't really die in this game. And it's funny because Rayman 2 went with the 3D platformer route, And boy, I'm not a fan of that one. I'm also not a fan of this thing, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. I hate looking at it. I'm glad it's gone forever. But then Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends came along many, many years later and went back to like the 2D hand-drawn look. And those games are bangers. As a matter of fact, Rayman Legends is probably the one to go with because there's just a shit ton of levels from Origins in Legends as part of like a bunch of bonus levels. Yeah, Rayman Legends, hell of a game. The music themed levels are so good, and it's like it is a favorite trope of mine that not enough video games do, of just levels where the action is synced to the music. And they do it to great effect in that game. I think there's 3 or 4 levels that do that. I think the one that everybody knows is Black Betty. With good reason. It certainly is like the best. I think it's the best one in there. But all of the music, the music timed levels are so much fun. I think if we crouch into that, yeah. I don't know why there's no music in this level. It's it's a little disquieting. It's making me nervous. I'm scared a jump scare is going to come out at some point. All right, whatever. Just, yeah, we'll tank these as best we can. I forgot that if you want to crawl on the ground, you actually have to use the shoulder buttons. You can't like hold down and left and right. There's a checkpoint. Thank God for that checkpoint, huh? All right. Some more dangerous platforming over the water equivalent of a bottomless pit. Once again, common element of video games at the time, Rayman does not learn how to swim until the sequel. Okay, so now we get into auto-scroller territory. With what is about to become a boss fight. This music is so intense for what's happening. Was not expecting the screen to suddenly start speeding up like that. That sucked. There was no warning for that at all. Also, you may have noticed that when you die, any health upgrades or fist upgrades are forfeit, which is a bummer. You know, operating on Dark Souls rules here, where if you die, the game then gets harder. All right, speed up time. The spawn, AJW, yeah, the first Souls-like, yeah. This is the Dark Souls of armless mascot games. So yeah, this is a good example of kind of what I was talking about some of like the bullshitty difficulty things here. You'll notice that the spawn timing of this enemy makes it so that this jump sucks. And you're not going to know to avoid that on your first time playing. Whew. Okay. Now we get the actual boss fight. Oh, no, we don't. We have another... Oh, God. I forgot how long this is. And this is all, like, one level, right? So that's what I was kind of saying about, like, how long this game is. Oh, boy. Like, we're having to do, like, all these different sections just to clear what this game considers a single level. Oh! There we go. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Bling. Now boss fight? Okay, here we go. So, palette swap mosquito, but with significantly more health and way more bullshit to dodge. Basically, he's going to start dropping like different shapes down here, and each of them have a different bounce pattern to them. So these will kind of meander along. Oh, God. Did not get a lot of warning for that. So the angle that he uses to come at us from the bottom left side of the screen, his sprite is obscured by his health bar, which I don't think should count. I think if you get hit by that attack, it should just be a gimme. Big fat spike sprites. All right, we're a third of the way there. This game is ridiculous. I think now we get the giant. Yeah, so you have to like, it doesn't look like it, but just crouch. Ages to figure that out as a kid. I thought I was just doing something wrong. It was just like, this is impossible. This fight doesn't make any sense. You literally can't dodge that. No, just crouch. Even though that absolutely does not look like it should work. All right. Getting down to it. So now he starts mixing all these up. It is a boss fight where you could beat it through just like rote memorization, because I don't think these phases ever deviate. But it's generally easy enough to kind of just react in the moment, because I sure as hell don't have this committed to memory. Unmas. I think this has actually been the same pattern for like these last like 4 hits here. Oh, you bastard. All right. Well, did a no-hit run. The ooh-ah-oohs let you know that this is a game from the 90s. So I believe we learned hover. Okay, no. Okay, so now we can grab. So now we can hook onto these guys and go for a little swing-a-rooney. I do seem to recall that the momentum on these is not what you would want them to be. Nothing hiding around here? No. I don't think they usually hide anything in these fairy areas. Or farias for short. Okay, let's check out a level or two from the music world, and then we'll move on. But you've basically seen what this game has going on, right? You unlock a few more moves, and it just gets harder. It only gets harder from here on out. These stages are like labyrinthine, and there are a lot of like insta-death spots. Also, your momentum in these stages in particular is anyone's guess. Like good luck. These guys will turn you tiny, so that's fun. So we can get through that. Hilariously, our fist is the same size, though. This is also a case where, like, we could have come to this level earlier, but without the ability to, like, grab onto ledges, you know, then it becomes, I think, truly, like, you can't complete the stage. So it's a little funky in that regard. We're just like, oh, you didn't go the right way. Now you're going to run out of lives in order to go the way that you can go. Also, there's no way to judge this timing. There we go. We can bounce on this guy and make a fun little snare sound. Yeah, the music in this stage is also weird because it has like, you kind of just heard it. It goes into like that weird, like kind of dramatic interlude and then just goes right back to this. Again, like so many video games, like you were just required to have a music level. Bandland gives me putt-putt vibes. Yeah, putt-putt. This always made me think of the Simpsons game. Specifically the Simpsons arcade game when you all get knocked unconscious and you go to Dreamland and you're fighting the saxophones in the clouds. That was always my association with this. And this is a they returned to like the Music Land theme in Origins and Legends as well. And again, I think to like better effect than they do here. Because the aesthetic here is nice, but this is very much, this is in that category of games of you don't understand how it feels to play unless you have the controller in your hand kind of thing. And some of the movement in these stages is not what you want it to be. A lot of near blind jumps and stuff. That's the thing, you know, that's why I feel like Rayman Redemption is the better way to experience this, because it fixes a lot of the stuff. A lot of the camera scrolling and stuff, you know, is friendlier. Yeah, so now there's like this sounds like it's from, like it could almost be from like the Riven soundtrack. And then it just goes away. I know. I don't know if that's intended or if that was like a bug that the game shipped with or something. It just sounds like it just loads into a completely different music track. Okay, we have some like minor horizontal control over this thing. Like the further off to the side you stand on it, the faster it'll move in that direction. I'm kind of shocked that I got that first try. I don't care about collecting any of this shit. Just truly just get me out of here. Ooh, that sucks to look at. Yeah, these guys suck because they'll just dodge all goddamn day. Extra life is nice though. Don't mind those. Fuck! Oh god damn it! I can't figure out the parabolas. Oh man, are we done here yet? Nope, now it's not being shot at immediately. Thank you and fuck you. I seem to recall a section in one of these music theme levels where you're like doing a series of like the slides that we were on earlier, and that it's just not good. I remember that being particularly frustrating. just concentrating. All right. That worked out. That sound effect has to exist out in the world somewhere, right? Okay, now we get this thing. Yep. Okay. Yep. This feels familiar. Yeah, if you fall in those, it's an insta kill for whatever reason. Oh God. Now we're in it. Now we're talking. This is more like it. I forgot that this section was even in here, but this is also very familiar. Look at these invisible jumps I have to make, like going up. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, last life. This is going to be over one way or another. Again, all part of the same level. All part of the same level. I don't even know what happened there. Yep, and limited continues. Limited continues, and also he won't... he refuses to... What the hell? Well, I don't know if I just wasn't pressing the right button. Maybe you're supposed to press X or whatever in order for that to work. But yeah, there you go. There's the Rayman experience, is getting yourself into a situation where you're stuck in a really hard part of a level, burn through all your lives, and then fuck up the continue screen. And you have only 5 continues in the entire game anyway, so what's the point? Play the remake. Play the remake on PC, but still a gorgeous game. And Rayman, it would take a number of years, but he would go on to much bigger and better things. One day, I'm going to have to play through that whole thing. One day, I'm going to play through that whole game. It's not today. Not today that that's happening. No, thank you. But one day, it's going to happen. All right. Let's move on to our second platformer of the night. This is a game that I actually put on the backlog merely because I would see ads for this all the time, but never actually played it. And now I have played a little bit of it. And I might take it off the backlog. But much like with Rayman, I wanted to highlight this game because of its very unique and very striking art style. And you will see exactly what I mean very quickly. So we are going to take a look at the I assume is the fairly unknown game called Skullmonkeys. Developed by DreamWorks and is part of a thing called the Neverhood, which I don't know if that is like some like larger thing, but we're in the world of claymation, boys and girls. Also, EA was a part of this, I guess.
A bad man fell from the sky.
You played Neverhood, Max? That does not surprise me. Yeah, so there is like a point and click adventure game in this same universe. which also got ended up on PS1. Although never translated. So I believe what I have now is a fan translation of the game. But look at this stop motion animation. Again, with stock sound effects in it. And then that guy just rips that thing's face off.
Go. Look, Ma, I'm a skull monkey. In fact, I am Klonoa, the king of all skull monkeys.
30 seconds in.
Will never get away with this. My people are far too smart to accept him as leader.
30 seconds in, and we've already seen something get skinned and revealed just how goddamn British this is.
First, we make an evil engine.
We make an evil engine.
Evil engine number 9. To destroy the neighborhood. Now let's get to work.
I love the look of this. It's so odd. It's so bizarre. If you have ever seen The Adventures of Mark Twain, very much operates with like a similar aesthetic in a lot of spots. This looks insanely cool. Yeah. I warn you now, the gameplay is a little less interesting, but it still has a really cool look about it. Anyway, off we go on an adventure. Sorry, chat. Flashbang. Say cheese. All right, and then here's the artists, and we're opening with the credits this time. Yeah, very short game. Not really interactive at all. Hey, Pinocchio. Hey, Pop Pinocchio. Hey, Pop Pinocchio. Yo. Yo. Plug. Eat your heart out, Donkey Kong. Neverhood beat you by 30 years. Why was everything ticky in the 90s? I mean, you know. There were only so many aesthetics, and there were only so many cultures that we could just gleefully just pull influences from without consideration. I watched the behind the scenes of Neverhood, and they had to purposely make things annoyingly tedious because there was no death condition. Gross. That's kind of a bummer. I understand reaching that conclusion. That is the wrong conclusion to reach. Like, that is the definition of padding your game's length with just dumb Otherwise, it would have been too short. Yeah, that's a bummer. Thing should be that itself. That's very well put. That itself is a death condition. Yeah. Things should be as long as they need to be. Look at how fucking good this menu is. This is gorgeous. This is unbelievably gorgeous. This is a full motion video menu screen with some of the fastest, like there's no, so here's the thing. There are other PS1 games with full motion video screens on them. Usually what happens is when you select a thing on the menu, there's like a 2-second delay so it can load up what would be like a new video file that had that object selected. No such problem here. So let's check the controls. Jump, fast run, and shoot. R2 for Super Willy. R1 for Universe Enema. These are all normal things and shouldn't be a problem at all for us. All right. From a technical perspective, the Neverhood is incredible, but the gameplay, well, guess what? When it comes to Skullmonkeys. So here we are. Turns out this game is as by the numbers side scroller platformer as you could possibly imagine. We are doing like the digitized actor thing here with our little dude that we play as. Can't quite make that jump. All right. So I believe these act as checkpoints. Feels like they wanted a sequel but couldn't afford another open world point and click. Well, that's the thing is like that first, like the Neverhood is like a fully animated, you know, like first person perspective claymation game. Like there's a lot of work that goes into that. And I imagine after doing that once, you would probably start looking for, hey, what are some simpler ideas we could do that won't take up so much of our lives? And so we end up with what is basically, and this is going to sound harsh, but we end up with basically another Bubsy. I mean, we're collecting clay balls instead of yarn balls. We're jumping around on stuff. The benefit is that this controls better than Bubsy ever did. And also, I do not believe there is fall damage in a platformer, because who the hell would do that? Also, we just fucking exploded. You know, if you change the pitch of your sound effects, you can get 2 sound effects out of it. All right, so we get like our choice of what level to go to. We'll go standard here. So the bits that are animated really look terrific. Like, they did not skimp on it. And honestly, like the overall like art style and everything, like I said, like this game visually is like crazy. But you can see, like, now we're dealing with this thing where like the whole area that I really need to see is obscured by these foreground elements. So I just died like 3 times in the same place because I literally could not see what was going on. Very, very much like form before function going on in a lot of this. But that said, this is very much like the kind of art style that like could only exist like in this generation of games, right? Like no one's making games that look like this, you know, like this to me shares a lot of like visual DNA. Oh, I forgot that we can run. That's how we make these jumps. This shares a lot of visual DNA with like Oddworld, right? Like Abe's Odyssey / Exodus. Like not just because it's a 2D puzzle platformer, but like literally like the shades and the foreground elements, even like the kind of like the weird like shapes that everything has. Like if you told me that these games took place in the same universe, I'd believe you. Here's another good example of like wonky difficulty here is that there's no way of knowing like when these things have stopped moving because there's no perspective. Oh, God damn it. I want that bird. I don't even know what it does, but I want it. Come on now. Like there's no parallax on like the full background there, so it's just like hope you get there. Oh, okay, so this acts as like a glider for us now. All right. That's pretty cool. Abe's Exodus meets Bump in the Night. That is a great comparison. Shit. It's a very good sound effect. Second. Oh, did it? Oh man, it got wiped. I'll need to go back in the footage from the demo disc and get that that yeehaw from what was that called? Funky blocks? Funky jelly blocks? God. This also has kind of like a Donkey Kong Country feel to it, where everything like your side to side movement and like your fall speed is like just too fast, so it feels like you're not. It feels like you're kind of like you're too fast for your own good. I think I've talked before about like how I do not like the way that the Donkey Kong Country games feel. They're fine when you're just running around, but as soon as you jump, it's just like everything about like that animation, air control just feels crazy. There's also some like really like aggressive like camera scroll here. Okay, I guess we can actually beat those things. This music is pretty banging, though. I do kind of like that all the pickups respawn when you die, so that it's fairly easy to earn lives again. Jump on these, get a prize. Oh, our prize is more balls. Who'd have guessed? Hi, Averia. Thank you for the hydrate. I will do so presently. Look at this screen. What the hell is going on here? Why is the year 1970 listed on the screen 3 times? Averia, this is a game called Skullmonkeys. And it's very weird looking. But a pretty normal-ass platformer. with not great controls on it. There we go. All right, we'll get to a bonus level at the end of this. God damn it. George of the jungle. There's a reference for you. When's the last time anybody thought about George of the fucking jungle? All right, bonus level time. Here we go. Earthworm Jim meets Rayman meets Oddworld. So we actually just finished playing Rayman. Oh.
And here's a little bonus tune about collecting real cool stuff. Yes, here's a little bonus room where you can play. Don't be frightened, don't run away. You can linger, 'cause I'm your video friend. Think of me as a father figure with a hand to lend. Here's a little bonus room where you don't have to worry. Take your sweet time, you need not hurry. Oh, you're looking incredible, you're the bomb. And me, I'm kinda like your dad, and a little like your mom. There are no monsters here, hey wait, look over there. I was just kidding, don't be scared. And when you turn this game off in the real world once again, you won't have to play make-believe or try to pretend. 'Cause I'll be right there when you open your hand. 'Cause I'm your little invisible musical friend. So show me to your pets or show me to your pals. You really will impress every nifty guy and gal. Show them you're individual. Show them you are bold. Besides, I get residuals for every game that's sold. I'm your little invisible musical friend for life. I'll never leave you. Here's a little bonus.
You know what? This game actually kicks ass. That is one of the most insane things I have ever encountered in a game. Oh my God. What was the whispered line? He said, I'll never leave you.
'Cause I'm your video friend. Think of me as a father figure.
This is amazing. Oh my God.
Bonus room where you don't have to worry.
I hate to leave, but we got all this stuff. I can't believe how long that lasted. Neverhood's full of stuff like that, man. Oh, I mean, that makes me just want to play through that eventually. Oh, okay, cool. All right, good. We get cutscenes. Nice. Classic sound effect. I love how big and pronounced these walk cycles are.
Play your horn and make it toot with an SBD or a mega P. Do a a cheer, let's give a hoot. You gotta love things as music fruit. Music fruit. More you eat, more you do, more you do. How you feel? Let's that mean for every meal. Music fruit. More you eat, more you do, more you do. How you feel? Let's that mean for every meal.
Am I awake right now? What just happened in the last minute? Oh my god. This game has like rocketed up to like like games I am the most interested in seeing all of. I'm gonna have to dedicate like an entire like stream to this game eventually. I have to. It's too fucking crazy. I can fart out a clone. For what purpose? What does this do? Why is clone better than real guy? It has been a long time since a game has like left me. Oh, okay. I guess it acts as like a free hit. It has been a while since a game has like left me like straight up actually speechless. Collect 3 and go to the 1970s. What the fuck? This game is batshit, man. Batshit Man is Batman's less successful loser cousin. Like, why is this even here? Like it doesn't like set you up for a jump on anything.
Word.
I'll say. Oh, okay, I forgot that I even collected that. Oh my god, this game. There's got to be something hidden over here, yeah? No, we're not gonna get up there. Let's go pink. Man, oh, Jesus Christ. I want to go back to the 1970s. I need to know what the hell... What does that look like? Souls of the damn ground texture. Yeah, there's so much to take in. All right, those guys are invincible. It's so weird because on the surface, or not on the surface, like at its core, this is still, again, just like a very like standard, basic 2D side scroller, but with some cheap difficulty. But everything about its tone and style like elevates it to something that honestly, like, and I didn't know this coming into this, but this is the kind of shit I'm talking about when I talk about like how crazy the PS1 was. no one would make this shit today. I feel like the closest we get to something like this now is it called Hylix? It's the game that also has, it's not really claymation as much as it is like clay modeled kind of look. But it's the guy with like the weird like head, like he's like, it was like a crescent moon head. Oh, thank God, to the bonus level. Do we get another song?
Here's a little bonus room, 'cause I know you've had it.
Okay, it's the same song.
Here's a little bonus tune about collecting real cool stuff. Yes, here's a little bonus room where you can play.
I'm kind of like Cat Stevens if he sang in a creepy way.
You can linger, 'cause I'm your video friend. Think of me as a father figure with a hand to lend. Here's a little bonus room where you can take your sweet time.
You know what? I could cover this song, I suppose. Unfortunately, I don't know how to play guitar. That's really the only thing that's missing.
Me, I'm kinda like your dad.
Not that this seems like a very difficult song to play on guitar.
Are no monsters here? Hey, wait, look over there. I was just kidding. Don't.
I'll sub for a year if you do. I will take that under advisement. Oh, we got a boss fight. Okay. How do these work, I wonder? Oh, we can just... Oh, well, I think we're out of shots now. Oh, okay. He has very little health. All right, he's already dead. All right, that was actually extremely easy. This game is all over the place, man. Every song in this is a fucking banger. It sounds like the songs you make up when just trying to fill time. But they turned it into actual music. I was about to skip, but the choir harmonies came in. This is so good. Istanbul is Constantinople now. Istanbul is Constantinople. Constantinople. Standing in a ride queue vibe to these. There is. Yeah. And then every now and again it gets interrupted by something weird like this that I'm sure is about to come up. Oh, do we not get a cutscene? Damn. All right, what time is it? Okay, we still have like another like hour left. So let's see if this game does like one more crazy thing here. And then I think we do have time to check out a third game. It'll be another platformer to round out our theme, and we'll fire up another 3D platformer here. Since there were also a lot of those. Oh, God! Jesus Christ. I gotta say, I am impressed with how quickly it loaded up that cutscene. There was zero delay on that. Like, so many games from this era that used FMV there would be little hiccups. There'd be these little chunks of loading. They wouldn't be crazy, but it would be noticeable. And they figured something out with this one, man. That's instant. That is instantaneous. All right, we gotta play this a little safer. Oh, how am I supposed to get those? Oh, maybe your fart brother can collect those. Let's use one. I don't know. I'm sure the manual probably explains like the proper use cases for these. Right now, the thing that has me the most upset is that I have not found any more 1970s pickups, which tells me that we're not gonna get to it tonight. And I need to know. Yeah, just stretch out that fire just as big as you like, baby. I need to know what the 1970s is. What the hell does this game mean by that? Does the art style go completely fucky? Like a bunch of weird like pastel colors and shit? Is there wood paneling everywhere? Are there people running around panicking about weed? Hope Max is legit riding this just an afro. I mean, I think we're out of lives. I think it just, yeah, shit. Oh, man. Let's see if there's a game over thing here. No. Second animation for the start menu. This game keeps... This is awesome. This is awesome. I wish the game was better. I wish the game part of the video game was better, but holy shit. This is cool. This is not the last time we have seen Skullmonkeys on this channel. I promise you that. We will absolutely see the rest of this game sometime in the future. I have never played anything with that much commitment to its style. That's so good. That's so good. The game part's not great, but everything else is so good. Okay. So let's round things out tonight. Let's see, because I had a couple in mind, but I want to make sure I kind of just want to like scroll through some games here to make sure that I don't like leave out one that when I look back at this go like, oh, if I was doing platformers, I really should have done like this instead or whatever. So let's see what's kind of listed on here. I feel like Crash Bandicoot is like a known quantity. Like those games are great. You should go play the Crash series. Those first 3 games are terrific. You know, especially 2 and 3. That first one I think is very interesting. And very much like established a lot of things. But I think is the hardest one to go back to. Both literally and figuratively. Like it is difficult to get into just from its kind of like aesthetics and general controls and stuff, and it is hard because it's not nearly as refined. There's some tricky stuff in there. Croc is what I was considering. I was considering Croc or Jersey Devil. I could show Jumping Flash again, but I have played that on this channel before, and Jumping Flash, I don't know really. I mean, it is a platformer, but not in the sense of kind of what we're doing. We could play fucking Rascal and really. Klonoa is an interesting choice. Yeah, you know what? Let's do Klonoa. Another game that on the backlog, never finished. Another one of those games where it's just like it's a lot longer than you think it's going to be. I mean, this technically doesn't really count as a 3D platformer. So, all right, let's do this. Let's do like half an hour of Klonoa, and then we'll do half an hour of Croc, and then we'll call it for a night. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do both of these. Because Klonoa, we're going to get a pretty good idea of what the game is in a pretty short amount of time. Whereas Croc, Croc has some interesting issues. Now lording. I don't mean 3D because of the graphics, Max, and you know that. Don't be obtuse. Well, this is lovely. Klonoa, another game with just a really nice presentation on it. It's funny because Klonoa's design as a character is very like he's got a sideways cap on and red shorts and everything, like very much like trying to be like that kind of mascot like of the time, but he has hands for ears, and that actually makes him a really cool design. You are thinking of Nights into Dreams is the name of the weird Dream Purple Night game. Klonoa, door to Phantom Isle. Or Phantomally. Strange. Sometimes I can't remember my dreams, though I'm sure I saw them. Where do these dreams go? But I remember this one dream as clearly as if it were reflected in a mirror. Look at this adorable little guy and his too many belts. Some very nice secondary animation there on that shockwave. This is way too goddamn cute. Oh my god. An even higher pitched character. Oh, immediate best friend. This is gonna be like Ori and the Blind Forest, is it? Are we going to watch someone die? Jesus Christ. Yeah, that'll do it. so many games where the plot is things were going great in magic talking animal land, and then one day, darkness. God, this is just like watching two VTubers collab. Look at the way this game looks. Hugh is the name of that little thing. Sounds like something crashed. It's just like my dream. Let's go, Klonoa! Bow bow! All right, here we go. Fire up that flamenco guitar. So this game, this recently saw a remake, which I believe made everything like fully polygonal. Unlike this, which is doing again the kind of like digitized pre-render guy. This is very similar to Pandemonium, which an even more obscure PS1 game where it's a side scroller, but with this very like complex camera movement going on, but it all takes place on this plane. It's a very cool style, though I do think that it can get like disorienting at times. Oh, good. I thought you were talking about the FMV horn. That's Phantasmagoria. Which, I don't know, maybe we'll check that out on stream someday. Unfortunately, that is a game where I have seen that entire game, so there wouldn't be a lot of stuff to surprise me in it. Although, I will say, I did just pick up today a game that just came out that someone went out and made their own Myst, including like FMV actors and stuff in it. I will say the stuff in the trailer does not make the FMV look very well done. It looks like just people just in front of, literally people on a static background on a green screen. Whereas the FMV in the Myst games, you know, they were like incorporated into the environment better. But you're traveling around a weird technological world with a bunch of water everywhere, and boy, does it look like someone made Myst again. All two goes there. Here up here. How dare you go through my tower without even saying hello? Hold it right there. Oof. 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 Hey kid, you shouldn't come sneaking around here. Oops, I'm sorry. Apology accepted. Anyway, I'm Baloo, the Mason. And I'm here to initiate you and into our secret society. So if you looked at my beautiful Lafise outside, it's my masterpiece. Don't know her, huh? That's beautiful, huh? She's the legendary diva who sings the song of rebirth. Nope, I didn't know that. Kids these days. You see, I am talking over him, but he is literally just barking. I'm building it so that I can reach the Moon Kingdom. I can't get up. It's so good. You see, that's where Lafise lives. Oh. I won't even attempt to do Hugh Powell's voice. I wonder if it's really possible to reach the Moon Kingdom with this. Jesus! No, I think we should get going. Oh, okay. We gotta go. I see. Well, take care. I will, thanks. So long. Good luck, Baloo. Thanks. Okay. So, not a lot of pertinent information gathered in that one, I'm gonna say. Did you see my statue? No. Oh, well, she lives on the moon. All right, we gotta go. Oh. Unfortunately, this game is breaking tradition by making it so that you can't jump on enemies. You have to grab them and then jump over them, or use them to launch yourself. Very similar in style to another game on the backlog that almost made it actually into this stream, but I decided against it. Tomba. Both Tomba 1 and 2 do this same kind of perspective thing. Except Tomba 1 uses actual like hand-drawn like cartoon sprites, whereas Tomba 2 is fully polygonal. But those games are pretty crazy. They're platformers, but like with like objectives and shit. And there's kind of a lot going on in them. Also, this is just going in a circle. So am I missing the... What happens if I go down here instead of up? Am I just going to die? Yeah, well, that's too bad. I guess let's head back. Did I miss a turn somewhere? Is all this area optional? Aha. Oh, we found a multiplier. Okay. No fanfare. Hey, but we got all the dudes. There's the fanfare. Okay, it's just delayed is all. That's actually a lot. So it's a lot of confetti and fireworks for beating one level. Sure, we'll save. Even though when we do go to play through this full game, we're just going to start a new game anyway. Let's see, how long did that take? All right, we can do one more level here. Another very common theme for this era. Kind of inconsistent frame rates. Like, this seems to be running a little bit smoother than it was in some of the busier areas outside. Now, how do I go about getting this guy? Because I need him in order to get up there. Okay, is it a question of timing our hover jump at a certain... Oh, no, okay, it looks like there's actually like a full like path to go. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Man, give an enemy a shield and I will have no idea what to do about it. don't think I realized I was on a time limit. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Jesus. This game is adorable, man. This is so freaking cute. Honestly, this game was mostly on the backlog because it was just like pretty well known, and it just seemed like I was kind of like maybe like just missing out on just like some proper like game history for as popular as this is. But it's like genuinely like really adorable. Without necessarily being like a cakewalk or whatever. Like it's, oh, pff, good job. Good job, Tony. Awesome jump. I'm especially loving the music. This music is so good. Oh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, really all of this game needs is just a guy going like, welcome to Klonoa. It's a song for your rabbit friend. Did you know that I'll always be here until the very end? Everyone dies eventually, including you and me. Excuse me, I need you to do a thing. Thank you. Man, they are really whipping that camera around. I have no idea what those coins do. Honestly, I don't really know what anything does. I'm just kind of just let's just collect everything because it's that kind of video game. Oh my God, what awaits at the end of this tunnel? Coins are lives. Oh, okay. We finally reached Bell Hill. I'm sorry, did they did they find a fucking Sinistar cabinet to record their lines through? Beware, I live. This is so strange. Look at this dude's design. What the hell am I looking at? Are you sure you're in the right game? Are you sure you're in the right game? I cannot get over the look of this. Like the level of like the level of bit crush on the voice makes it sound like like an intentional mistake almost. It's really unsettling. Oh God! Oh gee! Oh, it's a Chernova character. Well, now we gotta fight his lackey. I feel like every one of these lines is unique. Like they're all gibberish, but they're all like, I haven't heard like repeats. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? God, the PS1 is so cool. Look at this shit. The hell is any of this? This fucking banging boss theme. Oops. Yeah, pan flute. Nothing will get you more hype for a boss fight than some aggressive pan flute. Jump over me, you idiot. There we go. Oh, hang on, we got some slap bass going on in there too. The funk is upon us. Dude, this music's insane. I might have to, I might need to add some soundtracks to my old Spotify there. Right now it's just air combat. Oh, god damn it. Oof. Oh, come on, Klonoa. I can't figure out where at what point the curvature of the level ceases to exist. Oh, she hid the pendant in the bell. If he's in a moon-shaped pendant. Let's ask Grandpa about all this. This is the crest of the Moon Kingdom. The Moon Kingdom. It's the mystical kingdom they speak of in legends. No, what about that guy in the tower? Hey, Grandpa, is there really a Moon Kingdom? Perhaps there is, but then again, maybe not. I'm a weird old man. What about that Gadius character who kidnapped the girl? I guess we figured out his name somehow. Oh, I have heard this track before. I feel like this particular track ends up in a lot of like PS1 music mixes. All right, on our way to the forest to talk to Granny whatever he said. Oh, he's having a war flashback. Oh, no fireworks because we missed some guys. This game is great. I very much look forward to seeing the rest of this. Great suggestion on this one there, Max. What a cool and cute as hell game that is. All right. Last one for the evening. We've been doing a lot of kind of like up and down, been riding kind of like the roller coaster here of quality and presentation and such. And we're about to get to one that, again, just like how I said that Rayman Redemption is the version that you should play, of that game because it fixes a lot. The HD remaster of the game we're about to play is absolutely the version you should play. It is available on GOG, on GOG, I think exclusively. I think it is coming to Steam in the future. It's just not on it yet. It was a GOG exclusive for a while. I have played it, and believe me when I tell you, it is the better version of this game. In fact, I would say that it makes the game actually really good. Because we're about to see original Croc in all of its tank control glory. In the long list of games you don't understand how they feel to play unless you hold the controller, Croc is maybe at the top of that list. Truly. Because you have not lived until you have played a 3D platform with take controls. Also, this game has like a very weird, like half-finished feel to it. Again, it's adorable. The soundtrack, untouchable. One of the best scores of the generation. But boy, everything else. Also, a game loaded to the brim with stock sound effects. And then one day, Croc grew 3 times. Everything was great and peaceful in fun, cute forest land. But then suddenly, darkness. Every one of these games, every one of them, suddenly darkness. And then a bad guy came out of nowhere and imprisoned all of our adorable little forestlings. Although I believe they are called gobos in this game. Man, the compression on that sky. There's your story. All the story you could possibly need for a game like this. But now listen to this banger of a main theme. It's extremely good. This is very Mario Odyssey, by the way. Not accusing them of nothing, but you know. That little riff in the middle there. All right. Let's check out the options. Are there options to fix the controls? I don't think there are. No analog. Oh, interesting. Hang on. I was not aware that this game had DualShock. Move the left stick in a circle 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to take your word for that there, Croc. Now, this is interesting. I wonder if the analog controls are different. If they are, that would change everything about this game. Okay, no. Okay, no. If anything, analog controls are worse. Oh, God. Do not play this game with an analog controller. Holy moly. Man, they got it wrong twice. Okay. So here's basically how this works, is that Croc can move forward and backwards, and then you have to like turn him left and right. But there is no just like run to the left, run to the right button, you know? So he makes these very wide ass turns. And your like air control in this game is for shit. This is very much a game that gets by on its cuteness. Because he's also like floaty. He's like weirdly, like he takes a second to get up to speed. It's actually crazy, like how well they fix the controls on this game for the reboot or remaster, whatever the hell it's called. Which I think you can actually swap between like new or classic controls for that game. I think. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. Kind of like how the Resident Evil remake, you could play with either tank controls or with like modern. And in the case of that one, like I feel like it works either way you go. So I don't know if it was very evident, but like right there, you could see how I wasn't like exactly like centered for those jumps. So I had to like correct like in midair on every single one of them. And it's just, again, this is very much, this is how they knew. One of the buttons just turns you around. Like they knew. You can also do it while you're running. So Croc does this admittedly kind of kick-ass half McTwist backflip thing. Oh! That's another thing that sucks, is that when you get hit, you lose all of your gems. In a very Sonic the Hedgehog kind of way. But again, in Sonic the Hedgehog, you only lose your gems or your rings on a single plane rather than a full 3D environment. But it is like how like health works. It's like if you have gems, you can survive a hit type of thing. Which again, I think they changed in the remaster. I think you actually have like health. I might also be thinking of Croc 2, where they may have replaced it with more traditional health. I don't recall. Yeah, so yeah, it's like these are like sideways jump. It's weird. It's such a strange decision. However, another banger of a level complete theme. So, you know, it's not all bad. But yeah, we'll play this up through the first boss fight, and you'll see what I mean about the kind of like weird, like buggy, like half finished feel, especially with the boss fights in this game, because they're really not well designed, and there's a thing that happens at the end of every boss fight that I think kind of makes my point for me. So if you are keen enough to look around, you can climb on those textures to come up here and get all this other stuff. And then immediately get hit by that dickhead. Oh, God, like just trying to, just line it up. God damn it, Croc. You probably saw in that first level, but there are 5 colored gems in every level that will then open an extra door. I believe that there are 6 gobos to rescue in every stage. Oh, okay, no, they do have hearts in this first one. So, all right, good. Yeah. Okay, the hearts are lives. That's what it is. There's not really much of a concept of like invincibility frames in this game, so when you take damage, you can basically just really get walloped. But it's particularly true when landing on lava. So I have to like bait these guys out before you can then. I don't think. Yeah. Oh, God. See, any other game they wouldn't program it so that those things could pop up while you're bouncing on the thing. But not Croc. The worst bounce. Yeah, the bounce physics do not feel good on those either. It's very much, yeah, hello. It's very much one of those games where it's so close, right? Like the pieces are there. Hey man, I'm not the one using the Twitch mobile app to be in chat, so you know, maybe look inward on that. If you're on Xbox, then there is no chat. So okay, last colored gem right here. Second to last gobo right there. Maybe second to last gobo. Oh, there might actually have been one in like the very beginning of the level and I missed it completely. I don't know. Oh, nope, there we go. Okay. We'll run through here. I just realized, why am I playing this like 100% completion? So you're welcome, streaming on home theater versus laptop. Oh, well, yeah. If there's anything that warrants being displayed on a full television with surround sound, it's definitely one of my streams. Of just watching me get aggravated by old video games. Anyway, that's pretty satisfying. That little moment there. Shouting lava, lava, lava. This game is very short. I think there's like maybe 18 levels in total, if that. I think it's 3 islands of like 6 levels each. Like, not a whole lot going on. Which again, I guess is kind of a blessing. So you have to stop and land and turn, and then you can keep going. Kazoo indeed, Croc. I couldn't have said it any better myself. All right, get ready for this. Here we go. Again, you're a video game from the 90s. You have to have one of these sequences in it. Eagle Eyes. Isn't a shell game I can't beat, because in video games they are exceedingly easy. So I believe you actually can complete this section without having to do the block pushing bullshit. It just requires some kind of tricky jumps. Get there. Nice. Come on, camera. Oh, camera's not going to work with me. Let's hope. Hey, look at us. Did we have Croc 2? I only remember playing. No, we did not. No, we definitely only had the first one. Croc 2 is better. I mean, it ultimately it still controls the same, although I think it's a little bit snappier in the movement. And there's definitely more level variety. There's actually, it's kind of like a pseudo open world in Croc 2. So you kind of have like these hub areas that you run around in, and then those lead to, like, as you like unlock stuff and everything, you then can go into levels through, like, via the hub world. You know, they kind of modeled after Spyro's progression. Which, you know, when you're the people who made Croc, obviously the thing you do for the sequel is look at better video games. Let's copy what someone else did instead. I know I'm being super harsh on this. The deep, dirty secret behind all of it is that I don't hate this game. This game has problems. Capital P problems. But I can't get over its charm. It is, like, at its core, it is a very simple game. It is the kind of game that, again, it's so short. You can pick it up, play a level or two, and then be good. Kind of a thing. Like, there's not a lot of commitment to playing this, right? Of course, then we have moments like this. So this is where the left and right controls actually work in this game's benefit. But you'll notice they're not perfect. They're not perfect. If you press the button at the wrong time, you're gonna turn instead of jump in the direction you want to. And then you're gonna miss a bunch of sheep. And you're not gonna get the full reward for finishing the level with all the sheep collected. All right, we got the gobo. That's all that matters. Also, Croc's like tail whip attack that he does not feel good. I did want to go back here. I do like these sheep. I think that it is a cute animation. All right, Lair of the Feeble. We're getting close here. So that duck monster Naruto runs out of the frame and becomes the boss. Again, the music is so good. They kind of do like the Crash 3 thing where like every level theme basically kind of just like builds on the same like motif. There isn't a ton of variation in the music, but when the main theme is as good as it is, you don't necessarily need a lot of it to change. But you'll notice they are doing kind of like different arrangements of it, which is nice. To me, Croc is just kind of one of those very much like what could have been kind of games. Like if they had just had one person tell them, hey, these controls aren't how you should make a platformer, I think Croc would have had a lot more staying power. And it's really only through like the mercy of the remaster that anyone's gonna really find a lot of love for this. All right, so this is how this boss fight works. You just like run away from this guy until he stops moving, then you hit him. And that's the boss. And the camera does not work with you at all. You wait for him to stop, and then you do a big wide turn, and then you hit him. And get ready for one of the best animations, one of the best boss death animations ever. Coming up right here. It's pretty good stuff, huh? Boss just freezes in place like the game broke. We do get an actual little animation at the end of it. Fucking goddamn it. Anyway, that's Croc. And then you just do that 3 more times. Or 2 more times even. It's an extremely short game. It's very cute. It's not great. Go play the remake. And that is going to do it for week 1 of the Jampacked PlayStation September. We are moving on. We have seen our share of platformers, and really, like, again, you know, not to belabor the point or repeat myself constantly, but hopefully tonight was kind of like proof of concept, I suppose, about exploring just how unique and varied like the system's library was. Like, we looked at 4 platformers today, and 5 of you include Spyro back on Sunday. And even though they're all in the same genre, and in some cases all in the same plane, all very unique, you know, like all very much doing their own thing, you know. Even though Croc's like controls are an issue, that is also part of its uniqueness, you know, is like there weren't any really like hard rules about how platformers should control. So maybe these weird pseudo tank controls are the way to go about doing it. You know, like someone had to try it, basically. And this was the era where those kinds of things were happening. And then you look at something like Skullmonkeys, and it's just like, what island were these people on where they just made like the weirdest shit I've ever seen, and then just released it, you know, like that's a real video game you can go buy for money, you know. Like what a hidden gem that is, like all that style, you know, hidden under kind of a clunky platformer, but man, everything about that presentation, like there's so much love and care put into it. You can tell, like you can see like how much they cared about it. You know, that is very much what I'm hoping the rest of this month is going to be like. Is like as we explore these different genres, you know, we'll get to see just how wild and varied the PS1's library was, and we are only going to scratch the surface over the course of this month. You know, there's so much other stuff on this platform, and truly like no two games are alike on it. You know, it is such a great adventure zone to hang out in. So yeah, so that's gonna do it for tonight. I will be back on tomorrow, but not here. I am going to be over on Valeno's channel. I assume. We haven't confirmed this. We talked about it exactly once. He did bring it up during the KFC collab. So as far as I know, that means that we are still good to do it. But he wants to play through the point-and-click adventure game Machinarium. He's always wanted to play it. He does not want to play it by himself on stream. He'll have nothing to talk about. So he needs me there to just make a bunch of noise, I guess. So I will be back there. Is this streamer naturally that hot and attractive, or is he using filters? This is all me, and thank you very much. What a wonderful first-time chatter. How dare you butter me up like that? That is gonna do it for tonight. Let's see who is on this evening. That's right. That's all butter. There are a lot more clips that I need to grab from Tuesday's stream and from the KFC stream, actually. I want to make kind of like some supercuts of some of the best moments from that KFC stream, because that was a lot of fun. I know that I'm falling a little bit behind on the VOD uploads. It's kind of the result of doing so many streams in a row, and unfortunately the streams, each one, Sunday stream part of it got muted. Tuesday stream also got muted because of that ska music video that we pulled up. And then Monday, we took a couple of breaks, and I want to edit those out of the full VOD. So those are coming. They will go up on the YouTube channel eventually. I'll probably spend some time actually this weekend doing this, or I suppose Saturday, because it's going to be my only free day, because I'll be back on Sunday on this channel for week 2, which is going to be focused on licensed games. There is a real wasteland of bad licensed games on on the PS1, and we are going to check out a bunch of them. We're going to check out some of the better ones, including what I think is one of the best licensed games, not only on the PS1 but kind of all time. We're going to play through Xena Warrior Princess, a game that has no right being as much fun as it is, but it is goofy as hell, completely ridiculous, clunky as fuck, but man, can I not get enough of it. It's stupid how much fun that game is. I see that Valeno is actually on with Alina tonight. They're doing more Stranova. I am indeed from the USA. However, I'm about to send you guys all off to the land of anime characters and 2D cutouts, I will send you guys over to Villano for, what did I do? Villano Vero. How do I manage to keep the American females away from chasing you every time you go outside of your house? Well, for starters, I don't typically go around calling them females. And two, I'm too busy. Oh, God damn it. How do I make this raid go? There we go. All right, go give some love to Villano. He's doing anime shoot 'em ups with Alina tonight, and I will be back on his channel tomorrow night, probably around 7 p.m., getting things clicky with Machinarium. So look forward to that. Join the Discord, join the socials, all this stuff. You know where to find me, and I will keep you guys posted on what things are happening. But in case I don't see you tomorrow on Villano's channel, I will hopefully definitely see you on Sunday for Xena Warrior Princess. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful tomorrow. It's Friday, y'all. Enjoy the last day of the week and have an absolutely wonderful and relaxing Saturday. And I will catch you guys all on the next one. Adios.